adventurers, storytellers. Welcome to this week's edition of the Worldbuilders Society with Ansel and Maui.
Oh, hello. This is the Worldbuilders Society.
Oh, God, we were just going to do the thing.
You're supposed to do the thing. I'm going to take it from the top. We're doing it live, y'all. This is the Worldbuilders Society.
Doing it live. Join our ranks for a peek behind the curtain.
We're forging continents from raw materials.
Conjuring principalities out of pure principle.
Tinkering with toys of titans.
And you can, too.
Welcome, members.
Welcome, members.
So yeah, hello. Welcome to the Worldbuilders Society.
Hello.
This is gonna be. We're very excited. This is our first one. We have banked some, but this is for our pilot. We're doing something live, so we're very excited about it. And in this show, we are going to explore what it takes to craft a world where imaginations can bloom. And this is your chance to peek behind the curtain and learn more about the process for storytellers of all types. So you could use this for your TTRPG campaign. You could use this for creating a novel or a TV show idea or a movie idea. What's the world that your story is going to live in? And that's what we're going to work on today. Ansel, how you doing, man?
I am doing all right. How about you?
I'm good. I'm a little under the weather. My voice sounds a little bit different right now because I am dying, but I am excited and I could not miss this opportunity today. So very excited to get this off the ground.
This is going to be so good.
Yeah.
We've done this a few times, guys, and it's always fun. So I'm very excited to share with you our process and the methodology that we've come up with that we are going to be guiding our guest DMs through. And other storytellers as we go through the process of making the Worldbuilders Society a month-by-month project. We've got some really exciting stuff already in the can, and I'm really just thrilled to be starting the journey.
Same. Yeah, we're going to be doing, so we'll get to know our world builders as we induct them into the society. And then we will take them through lore and NPCs, maps and locations, and then finally session prep. And the cherry on top is that you get to watch the actual play of it at the end here on this channel. But if you want to listen to the actual world building episodes after this live one that we're doing here, you would listen to it on the Indecisionist podcast feed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Worldbuilders Society will have its own RSS feed. You can subscribe wherever fine podcasts are downloaded.
Absolutely. So usually we start off with the interview portion, but since it's you and I, just the hosts, I guess we should just interview each other.
Yeah, some people might not know one or the other of us.
Yeah. So we are going to go into the rig, which is our random interview generator. We are DMs, so we like to do things with the roll of the die.
Couldn't not.
Could not. Would you like to rig me, or should I rig you?
Let's pass it back and forth.
Okay. Roll me a D6, please.
All right. Let's see. I got a 1.
A 1. Okay. Can you roll me a D20?
I sure can. That's a 3.
A 3. Okay. And lastly, can you roll me a D8?
Yep. There we go. That's a 5.
A 5. Okay. So, can you tell us about your funniest thirst trap that you've worked into a story?
Oh, that's the beauty of the rig. All right. The funniest thirst trap. I don't put thirst traps in all the time. I will be honest with you that they're kind of a rare commodity in my games. But I will admit that, especially of late, I have put quite a few in just for the sake of a specific pair of players that I know will always pick them up when I put them down. Man. So I don't know if you've ever played Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
I have.
But
Actually, we just did on this channel, we did a charity stream of Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
That's right. I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
see
yeah.
that. Well, that game is sick. And when I ran it for TTRPG Pickup Con, I had the delight of getting to put an obvious thirst trap villain for everybody's enemies to lovers trope, Joy. And she was the captain of the like imperial army that was occupying this ancient city where they were digging up a relic, like you do.
Like you do.
And of course the heroes all swooned immediately for her, and she eventually turned against her imperial commanders and joined with the hero side. But yeah, just the joy of getting to lean in on the enemies to lovers was enough to power that whole session. Not gonna lie, might do a lot more of those just for the pure glee of it.
And so, historically, have you found that you don't do too much like romance in your games? And now is like Thirsty Sword Lesbians kind of open that up for you?
I so the first answer is yes. I don't usually do a whole lot of romance. I think because for a long time I ran for a home group of people who just like that wasn't their bag, and so just romance wasn't really on the table for the most part. And now that I'm playing with more folks and in more styles, especially with the sort of advent of Powered by the Apocalypse games and more like story based, trope heavy game systems, that really gives me a lot more sort of freedom to play with that. But also, I'm starting to play with a lot more people who are just way more down to get romantic about it.
Just a lot of horny
And
dudes. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I'm playing with a lot more horny people,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
is what I'll say there. Yeah, yeah.
Love it. Okay, there we go. Our first rig in the can. Now you do me.
All right, all right. I'll do you. All right, I need a D6 roll from you, Maui.
Okay, that's a 1. Oh, that's what we just
One.
did.
Okay.
Let me re-roll because we just did a 1.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
It's a 4.
A 4. All right. So then I need a roll of a D20 to follow that up.
Alrighty. That's a 3.
All right. What was your funniest character concept? And I think we need to tweak this question, that you've ever gotten to run. But what was the funniest character concept you've ever gotten to run? I think this one could apply equally to on the player side, even.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually say one of the NPCs in my current campaign that I'm running on Mondays. So last year I started watching Our Flag Means Death for the first time,
Oh,
and
heck yeah.
absolutely fell in love with it. And I made a character named Shildick Drakus, who is this dragonborn who's basically Spanish Jackie, but instead of a nose jar, she has a dick jar. And she's become this like recurring NPC, and she's fallen in love with one of the recurring characters, and like literally is about to be like one of the main characters in a little side campaign. So I'm going to actually like play her as a player in a tie-in to my current Wild West campaign. That was a wild character concept that like I didn't realize how weird it was going to be until we started, and the dick jar part was just an improv moment. I was like, yeah, she's got a jar.
Those
dicks.
are the best.
Yeah.
When there's just something that this is right. I don't know how to tell you, but this is right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a dick jar.
And yeah, and my players like both hate and love her, which is perfect. So
That's what you want.
yeah. All right. Should we do one more, or you got a follow up question?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Roll me a d6 again, please.
A 6.
A 6, okay, and give me a d20.
That's a 10.
A 10. What's the most emotional world building detail that you're most proud of? Oh, yes, John, you're correct. The sentient train is hilarious. Hi, Beanie Burb. You've been summoned by the Dick Jar. Well, welcome to the game.
The dick jar has done its job.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh man, most emotional world building detail that I've been proud of. I That is a really good question
That's a really good
because I try to
question.
put emotion into a lot of my world building.
Are you an emotional damage kind of GM, like in general?
I like to hide it in the corners,
Mm,
and then if the right players show interest, then the emotional damage comes out. But
mm-hmm.
it's always there for me. Like there, I one of the things that I really want to have when I run a game is an emotional core, as well as like an underlying um, like thrust. Like there's going to be a twist or a reveal or something like that that we're kind of working towards,
Yeah.
and that kind of motivates me as a DM to constantly be like pushing whatever we're hitting on the lazy river of storytelling. It's all kind of going, okay, what can we do to keep us towards this one North Star? All the other things that happen along the way, all the other bullet points in my big old spreadsheet of stuff to do. Um, that's all good, but ultimately you want to have that like this is the place that we're headed as we roll downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And the emotional core of that I think is a big one. I th Man, I think what I'm gonna say, and I don't know that this is the one I'm the most proud of, but I think what I'm gonna give you is that there is there's a world that I created called Kras that I have been using for about a year now, and Kras is a city. It's part of a larger world with principalities and continents and the whole thing, like you do. But Kras is a city that was originally built, millennia ago and has been occupied ever since. It's a big trading city in a crescent-shaped bay on a beautiful blue sea. It's very like Greek inspired sort of feel.
Mm,
But it is entirely controlled by a clan of dwarves. And so this is this clan of surface dwelling dwarves who live on the coast and have boats and stuff. So it's sort of atypical from what you would expect in standard lore. And the emotional core of this is that they have brought with them from the deeps a sense of musicality.
mm,
And so there is this deep core of their self that is wrapped up in the city itself. And the way that this manifests in the story is that as you travel from district to district within Kras, there are different like gongs and drums and chimes that are being rung on a very specific rhythm. And
mm,
as you travel from one to the next, the sound of the city changes and it affects, how you feel about things. In some places, the rhythm is very fast. In some places, it's very laconic. And the the lore goes that if you stand at the center of the city, where the chief of their watch and their king tend to stand, you can hear the music of the entire city laid out around you.
mm,
And that is how they can tell when something is wrong, is if there's a note out of place or something falls out of rhythm, that's an indication that something is amiss in that part of the city, and they can send out support to the people who live there. And it sort of, to me, it's about a place that is so tied together in community that they can maintain they maintain a literal rhythm as well as having a sort of symbolic rhythm of life. And it speaks to me of a people, these dwarves who have lived here for so long, who have built this beautiful community that has that kind of dynamic to it. And I don't know, I find that really really beautiful and emotional that there's a world in which we have found that sort of synchrony,
That
which
is
feels so different
amazing.
from what we live in today.
Yeah.
Or commonly find
That
ourselves in today.
it's like Baby Driver meets D&D.
Oh, dang.
That's so cool.
I'll take that. I'll
Yeah, I
take that.
love that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that just gives me chills. Like gives me like literal chills. Like I have goosebumps, and like that's
Oh,
one of the things that I do when I'm like writing campaigns and things like that, or creating lore. I wait till I get goosebumps, and that's when I know, like, oh, that's the thing,
that's the thing.
you know. And look,
That's a
as you were
good metric.
describing that, just goosebumps all up and down my arms. I love that so much. Okay,
All right, Will, it's
last
your
one.
turn.
Yeah, I'll
Roll
bring
us a
it home.
d6.
That's a 2.
Okay. Then I'll need another d20 roll.
And that is I'm getting really low rolls. That's a 5. I think we had 5 already. I'm gonna re-roll that.
We have not had 5.
Okay, have we not had 5? Okay, then keep it. I'm keeping it at 5.
This this one rolls. All right. What was your most bonkers role play experience?
Oh, oh boy. That's a
That's
big question.
that feels like a high bar to clear.
Yeah, I mean, I have been blessed with some amazing players in the last few years. I think the most bonkers role play moment for me, at least rather not for me, but like giving someone like an amazing role play moment. So and it's actually kind of become a meme in my home group. There was a character. So we were on this train. You ever heard of Infinity Train? Have you heard of that show?
Yes, yes, I have.
So I I never watched it, but someone told me about it, and I was like, that sounds really cool. I'm gonna create a train that is a train of self discovery, right? And so each of the cars would change depending on who went into that car into creating a challenge specifically for them to work through some shit, right? And one of my players just was rolling horribly, and I gave them so many chances. It's like, well, what happens if somebody just refuses to like learn the lesson, right? Like, how do we fail forward in this? And so I announced it ahead of time. I said, this is your last chance. And if you fail this, there will be dire consequences. The DC is 12. And they failed.
Oh no.
So I ripped their soul from their body. And
Yeah.
then there's this big pivot in the campaign where they had to go to a tavern at the end of the universe to go find her soul.
Okay.
And while they were there, she had a conversation with her soul. And
Okay.
and it was one of the most like crazy weird like moments, but also like extremely like emotional and powerful at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think that's the I try and tell people so many times when you're playing games that oftentimes the failure is more interesting than the success.
Oh yeah.
right? Like if there's no conflict, and that's why I'm such an emotional damage GM just in general, is because in order for you to go through the hero's journey, you need to have those dark nights of the soul. You need to hit those valleys so that the peaks mean something. You know,
You have to fight the mirror self.
you have
Sometimes
to.
that's just you screwing up. Yeah.
Right. And in this case, it was like a very literal thing. And I have a couple people that were in that campaign that are in the chat right now. And lots of shrubs. So easily my favorite story arc I've been a part of. Oh, thank you so much. And Beanie Burp says, I feel like each pickup con blesses me with a bonkers TTRPG story. I love that. Yeah, I've had some really fun moments at the TTRPG pickup con. It's been so much fun. So there we go. That is our interview portion. So you can look forward to that at the beginning of each of our episodes. We will start off by getting to know a little bit about the DMs by doing these random interviews and seeing where it takes us.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We've learned a lot of interesting things about our guests.
Indeed. Hey, Age of Adventure. It's good to see you again.
Hey!
I'm so happy you came back after how dark things got yesterday in the campaign. Things got wild last night in our campaign.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. One of the characters, like, I made them choose between who's going to live, the love of their life or their little brother, who's like the only good member of their family. And it just got really bad. It was very intense. It was very good.
A little light shooting of younger siblings?
Yeah, it was wild.
All right.
Yeah. So, shall we hop into the actual world building?
Yes, I think we shall.
All right. Let's do it. Right, isn't Ansel looking amazing? Look at that hair. Look at that haircut.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's fresh.
All right, let's you know what? We're going to go over to the world building screen here.
It's time.
Journey with us.
Ooh, behold, the blank whiteboard. Oh, they can't hear. Okay. Uh-oh. All right. Hold on, everybody. Maui's coming. Hey-oh.
Now they can hear me.
Okay,
There
they
we
can hear
go.
me.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry about that, everybody. We're going to go into we're going to establish our world and our themes right now. So, do you have any thoughts in terms of a theme, Ansel?
I don't, although the discussion of emotional damage today has been consistent, and I'm kind of here to see if we can do something that has a romantic or emotional core.
It's so funny you say that, because the first thing that popped into my head was love and loss of love.
Mm-hmm,
So I think we're on the same kind of track right
here
now.
for that. Do we think this is a? Do we think our so if our themes start with love? Okay, so
So our theme starts with love.
yeah. So if our theme starts with love, what are the other corollary themes that we want to have in there? Is there conflict around the love, or is the love a given?
I think there's probably some sort of conflict around the love, would be my thought. Did you start writing
maybe
in the whiteboard? Where are you at?
I have. Come find where I'm writing. I bet you can't.
Let me find you here. Well, I can't. Oh, there we are. Okay.
There we go.
I had an idea a while back that I've never gotten to do. And I didn't have any like world around it or anything. But I had an idea of people that had lost people that they had loved in some way, shape, or form. And they're on a journey to like find that love, but they don't know that they've lost it. Like part of like doing this crucible is that you have to like forget that you ever loved in the first place.
Interesting. That's cool. So it starts off as like an Orpheus thing.
Yeah.
But then there's a surrender that's required.
Yeah. There was actually Audrey 3 in the chat did this idea called darkness, where you didn't know who you were, you didn't know any of your stats, and as you started playing, you would like find, like you would learn what you could do. And so they would give you your stats over time. So you might say like, I want to try and get big. It's like, oh, you actually have enlarge, so you get big, you know, or it's dark and I just want it to be bright in here, and you cast light, you know, things like that.
Okay.
So potentially like, you know, reclamation of self, you know, is part of that journey, because how can you love somebody else if you
don't love yourself?
If you don't love yourself, you don't know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How can you love anybody else? So that might be part of the crucible.
Thank you, Mama Roo.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a story that begins in media res, in that darkness, in that fog of unknowing, or do we start? Because I think part of the journey is giving up. So like, do we get partway through the story and then surrender our character sheets to become utterly changed?
So when we did it, the DM made the characters, and we were learning not only what they could do, but also about their lives as we were going, which was very interesting. So you could do it that way, or you could do it. I think what could be fun is you could either they can make their own characters and then they hand over their character sheets, or you would pre-make the characters and they would learn who they are and whether or not they were a good person, or, you know, or what kind of love did they lose. Did they lose a child? Did they lose like the love of their life? Did they lose their parent? Did they lose their pet? You know.
So you're kind of in favor of the given circumstance being the sacrifice has already taken place.
I kind of like that idea, and then you find out through flashbacks throughout the one shot what you've done. Like maybe it's like a pact with a demon, you know, that starts this thing. So when we start, like I said, we're in media res, and they wake up on a beach and they have no idea like who they are, you know.
I have done this a couple times, and it is always a good time.
It's a great, like, evocative way to kind of start a thing.
So we give them blank sheets to fill in as we go.
Yeah. It's also a really good way, I think, to teach people how to play D&D, how to play TTRPGs. I've been a big proponent of, we're actually creating a world from scratch. So right now we're starting with like the lore and the themes and all that, and then we will expand on it more and more as it goes. And then at the end, once everything is done, then we'll get players, and then it'll actually get played in a one shot.
Yep. In 1 week from now, we'll run it together. It'll be great.
So we don't even know what system yet. That's the cool thing about it.
No idea.
Yeah,
no idea. That's the best part.
But yeah, I'm saying, like, I think that it would be a really good way to teach people how to play a game, because, like, one of the core concepts of, like, what makes a good player, it's something that I read recently in the player's guide for Nimble, which is a new system that I've just fallen in love with. And one of the things he says is like describe actions, not mechanics. Right? So this kind of helps you do that, because you're not, like, looking at a sheet trying to figure out what to do. You're saying, like, I punch him as hard as I can, or, like, I summon, like, all the energy inside of me and scream, and, you know, and you see what happens, right? You're describing what you want to do. You're not describing, like, oh, I cast fireball. You know, it creates a narrative structure inherently for the player.
Okay, stop me if this is dumb, but what if that's the theme? Like, what if that's the core center of this is I want? And so it's not that you're not trying to figure out the mechanics of the game. That's not the point of this. The like, there's not a meta game where you're trying to learn what your character sheet contains. It's the like musical character idea, right? I want so hard that I can't just talk about it anymore. I have to do magic or become a, you know, super martial artist, or, you know, whatever the outcome is. But what is the motivation? Yeah, that manifests.
Hear me out. Let me yes and off of that.
All right.
What if the magic in this world, you cannot access magic until you have found your love, until you have found your bliss, until you have found, like, the thing that kind of elevates you from your consciousness. You know, like in the Pixar movie Soul, you could hit, like, that zone where you would kind of transcend. You know, what if magic isn't something that just anybody can do? Like, you have to find that thing inside of you. You have to find your I want. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Theater school. I can talk motivations.
Yeah. I think we're cooking with some gas here. Also, apologies, everybody. I'm under the weather. For those of you who are just joining us, if I sound crazy, it's because I don't really have a voice right now. So I'm very stuffy, but I am having a blast. This is my medicine. Okay.
So I think this is a good time to throw it to the chat while we keep talking. Are there any pieces of media or references that you're picking up from what we're putting down that we can put into our little sidebar of inspiration? Feel free to throw those into the chat. We'd love to see them.
I'm gonna toss one to get the ball rolling. Okay. What dreams may come.
Oh, heck yeah.
Zoom in on that here for people to see.
Oh, hold on. I'm just going to make it bigger.
That's what she said?
Hey-o. All right, so that's 50.
Okay.
Give these equal weight. You know.
Age of Adventure said, I want me some betrayal and pain.
Ooh. I'm just going to put that into themes.
And Audrey said, before I go, The Giver, that Black Mirror episode with the dating app machine thing.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're cooking. We're cooking. Okay. Okay. I love that.
I'm gonna copy paste this.
Yeah. We love you too, Audrey3. Thank you so much for your ideas.
Thanks for being here.
We'll see you when you get back, or if you get back too late, I hope you enjoy watching the rest of the VOD. Okay. So we got ourselves some references, we got ourselves some themes. Yeah, and I think like love and conflict over love and self-discovery, I think, I think that love could be different. Like it could be that the person is trying to like find a reason to love themselves, right? Like there's all sorts of love could mean various things. Which I think is nice too, to like show like, yeah, you have romantic love, but you also have platonic love, and self-love, and like there's all these different like paths of what that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we need to over-define that now, but I'm excited to see where we go with it.
Yeah.
That's got some meat on it.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do NPCs now? Or do you want to do along the themes?
Let's talk a little bit about the world.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the world.
So, in a world where these are the dominant themes, and we have this ritual, for lack of a better term, like what do we think is the like environmental pressure that brings that into being? Like what is it that creates that environment where we have this ritual of emotional detachment and rediscovery? I mean, I guess maybe part of it is this is a world where if you want something badly enough, you can break physics about it. So maybe it's a self-defense thing.
I think from what we've described and how like emotions and want can like give you magic, like the first thing I start to think of is a Fey realm.
Oh, sure. So it's more about like manifesting.
Yeah. Like emotion and want can become manifest.
Yeah, I like that. So do we think like, do we just want to go super traditional magic forest this bad boy? Give us lots of liminal spaces and copses between trees where things change shape.
Yeah. I think for the world, to my mind, wild and impermanence are the words that are kind of coming to mind.
Ooh, yes. Oh, I like that.
By the way, everybody, if you are a DM and you would be interested in being on this show, hit us up. Send a DM to either Indecisionist or to Reflect. The two of us run each of those channels, respectively, and we would love to take you on a journey of world discovery. Okay, so.
And that gives us a chance to do like almost dream movement, where we don't have to worry so much about like how you get from point A to point B. You're moving from one clearing to the next almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives it that sort of more ethereal feel in the storytelling.
Yeah.
I think will change the way that you experience it as a player.
Beanie asks, is there any
Is there a
magical difference between
Yeah.
want and jinx?
Yeah.
Want and need? I think absolutely. Right? Like, or is it just kind of two paths to the same thing?
That's a good question, because I feel like the power in musicals, right, is like I want this so badly that it's taken the core of myself and manifested it into the world around me. And I don't think that in that usage that need is a distinguishing factor. Need maybe is a coloring of that want. Like it's when it becomes a need that it takes on a different tone. Maybe need is dark magic. Like you're willing to do darker things or make darker pacts to achieve need, or when need is on the table.
Perhaps, yeah. Yeah, is it a healthy need? Is it greed? Right? Like need could also be greed, right? Like, but need could also be necessity. You know, so I think it kind of depends on what it is that you want and why it is that you want it. I just had a thought. If we do the whole like blank sheets to fill in as they go, what if we attach like the various like abilities that they have to questions of self? What if this entire thing is a way to create a character in Media Ray? Right? Like, so, okay, you have magic. You can do an energy blast, but how does that magic manifest itself? And it could be, that could be tied into like, answer one of these questions. What is your favorite expression? What is your favorite kind of artistic expression? Right? So it's like, oh, I'm a dancer. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while as well, actually, is a magic system that manifests from doing the things that you love. Right? So like they could say like, oh, I sing, and they sing their magic into existence. Or I dance my magic into existence. I fight, so I throw magic fucking punches and hit people in the face with my power, you know. Beanie just said, what happens if what someone wants directly or physically affects another person? Is there some sort of clash of wills? That's a good question. Yeah, right. I think in that
It's gotta be.
In that is how you end up in your combat scenarios, right?
Yeah.
In a world where magic is and power is manifested from like self-definition and self-realization and things like that. If two people need the same thing, you could definitely see them fighting. Or you could have monsters that feed off of romantic love, right? So they are attracted to you and want to like eat your brains or eat your heart because you truly love someone, right? Yeah, that's Beanie. That's actually kind of exactly what I'm saying.
Idea.
It's a BuzzFeed style character creation system.
I'm here for that.
That like ties into like core memories. Oops, all bards is hilarious.
Yeah. I wonder, is the world that we live in only possible because of consensus? And so it's because everyone is manifesting this world all at the same time. But it is your need and want to make it different that is changing things. And if you run into someone else who has a disagreeable nature or disagreeable view or want, it sort of ripples reality almost.
Have you seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
I haven't, but I bet I'm describing something they did in there.
So there's they end up in this world, and whenever one of them is holding the map, the treasure map, the world around them completely changes to fit the person who's holding the map. All right, it's your quest right now, so you just reskinned the entire world. And if two people are holding the map, like, those two worlds would clash, right? Like, it could be something like that. Like, you don't necessarily, like, always influence the world, but if you are on a quest, if you were given some sort of quest, the shape of things changes because you are the one with the quest. So if there's multiple people with a quest, it could change depending on who is holding the MacGuffin that changes the thing. You know, it, like, within a party, you know, and that could also be how you figure out how to get through things. Like, I'm Ace. I know nothing. I'm Ace, and I'm Arrow Ace. I don't know anything about that stuff, and we need that to get past this thing. I'm going to give it to you, who has a thing. But I am looking for how to love myself. So if you give it back to me, now we can get past this obstacle, right? And so, like, tying it into that theme of impermanence and change and wildness, as an idea.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Is wanting something too much or too often dangerous? Does it attract attention, either societal or from creatures? Probably, yeah.
It's gotta, I would think.
Yeah. I would say definitely. Because it seems like this world is highly affected by people's wants and needs and emotions. So absolutely, I think if somebody censors themselves too much, that could be a dangerous thing in this world.
And it's got to be also, like, is it a little bit antisocial to want something too much? Like, is that the sort of thing that gets you sent off into the magical forest because, clearly you need something that we don't have space for in tidy society. So
right.
Like
you're not living in community. You are being a sociopath. You are thinking about me. You're not thinking about us.
Mm-hmm.
And that is affecting the town. You need to go to the forest and figure your shit out.
Yeah, it's safe over there for you to be doing what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. In a way, it's like teaching people how to be in community with each other, right? Like, figure out the thing that you're missing because you are affecting the world around you. It could be something that just kind of happens as kids get to a certain age and start wanting that independence and success and things like that. And then, like, the parents say, go to the forest, and learn what's actually important to you, and then come back to the society.
Yeah,
because us as Fae, our emotions affect the world around us. You are imposing your will on everybody around you right now because you're feeling too much. You're taking up too much space. We're not saying that you can't shine, but you have to do so in a way that doesn't extinguish someone else's light.
Mm-hmm.
Are there rules, laws, supervision around wanting? Are there safeguards against malicious wants? You take that one, sir.
There's gotta be. And maybe that's what this is. It's, we send you into the woods. You want something so bad. You love something so much that we are sending you into the unknown with a blank slate. Through some magic, we are removing your sense of self so that you can rediscover who you are and what's really important. And yeah, kids are super dangerous. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're the most powerful in the tribe because of their unrestrained wanting.
Yeah. Oh my God. Every household with children is even more of a disaster in this world.
Yeah.
Oh, how did we do that? But yeah, so I think this is that. And who's to say that it's good? You know, there are elements of this that, depending on how it's being applied in any given situation, could be super harmful to a person. You know, they're just trying to be themselves, and you're telling them to, like, tamp down your light, get out there in the forest and figure shit out. When you come back, you better not be, you know, blowing up the house because you need stuff. That's kind of messed up, or it could be.
It could be, yeah.
If applied in the wrong context or with the wrong intention.
Right. Yeah, I think the positive side of this is, like, learning shared agreements and living in community with one another.
Yeah,
and
balancing
the
your wants.
negative side of it is assimilation and making everybody be the same. Right? So then I guess the question would be, is this enclave or whatever, is this the well-adjusted version of that, or the bad-adjusted version of that? And are there other communities within this magical forest that do this differently, right? Like, there are places that have figured out how to live in community, and there are places that are under the despotic rule of somebody who wants more, right, above, who wants above all.
Yeah. Oh God, that's absolutely what it is. Because the evil empire would use this same ritual where they strip away who you are and what you want, and put you into a place where, as you relearn, you're relearning it in their shape.
Yep.
And because this is the Feywild, we're sending you out in the woods absent of us.
Yeah.
To completely reshape who you are and what you want without the influence of anybody else, except for these 4 randos that happen to be in the same costumes for some reason. You're forming an identity together rather than using the bits and tatters that your parents and your neighbors left behind.
Yeah.
It's got that, like, coming of age at the lake house sort of feel, right? Where, like, you just go feral for a summer and there's those 8 kids. This is not something that happened to me, but it's a movie trope. Just to be clear, didn't have that going on. But yeah, that trope of like, these 8 people were sort of sent off into the woods on a lake house to find ourselves at the age of 16 or 17 or whatever, and we made a bunch of dumb mistakes, and somebody jumped in the lake fully clothed, and we burned a house down, but boy, are we the best of friends now. Sort of that, but with world shaking magic involved.
Right. And I think the only way, the only reason that, like, the world hasn't burned down is because everybody's immortal, right? Like, it's not the consequence isn't necessarily death. It's just being miserable for eternity because you imposed your view upon everybody else.
Yeah, the Queen of Spring comes down and says, "Hey, let's all stop with this," and just puts it all back.
Right. Yeah.
And then we all laugh as the scene fades out.
Right, which is why, like, I think there's also room in this somewhere for, like, a sequel one shot where, like, maybe if you really can't learn your lesson, they send you to the mortal realm where your wants don't affect the world around you, and you just have to fucking deal with it.
So, not to get ahead of ourselves, but do we think that the conflict is internal, right? So we put these kids out into the woods where their wants become manifest, or do we think that the conflict is our purely intentioned community abuts a fascist community, and the kids have to deal with these people who are trying to fit their children into the same mold, generation after generation? Is that the conflict, freeing those people from that situation?
I think maybe. Yeah.
It definitely ups the stakes if we find out that, like, hey, I still don't know what my deal is, but I know that's messed up.
Yeah. Or do we want to focus on... So if this is a way to do a character creation kind of exercise, it could be like it's a smaller, more interior self-discovery rather than affecting the outside world. It's just learning to affect your the world inside of yourself. So then the conflict in that case could be, here are X amount of Fae kids, and Fae kids, like, you're probably like hundreds of years old. Like a child of the Fae is not like a child like how we think of children, but and they're little assholes, and they need to learn how to stop being little assholes.
I mean, when you've got the power to reshape worlds, you really got to make sure everybody's on lock with what's acceptable.
Right. It's all about understanding the balance of power and responsibility, because, like you said, like, your wants can, like, fundamentally change the world around you. So yeah, you can also do the classic, right? Like, defeat the interior conflict so you can defeat the exterior conflict.
Oh yeah, I think that's inherent. Like, if we go that direction, that's the takeaway, right? Is first we must master ourselves, and then we can go help these other people who are in a situation that we recognize is problematic.
Right. Here's a community that is under the iron grip of the Prince of Winter, and it's always winter here. Like, the spring never comes because the Prince of Winter makes it so that it's always cold. And he's an archfey, so his wants really just like overpower everybody else, and no one can get through to him or something like that. What size are the communities?
Yeah, that's a very good observation, and maybe that's why. Sorry, the chat is, what size of the communities having large cities feels potentially quite difficult. I think that's why those communities that control their children and fit them into a mold do that. They justify it by saying it's the only way this is possible. The only way we can all live in one place like this is if we have this kind of control over who our children become.
Well, depending on... I think, yes, potentially that's a thing, but I also think there's something to be said about the places that have figured out how to be a community with each other without diminishing each other's individuality. Right? It kind of depends on, like, on which of these, like, fake communities are you in. Ones that don't get it and ones that do get it. Right? Because I think it's a very Western thing to be like individual. Right? But you have, like, a lot of African modalities of community that are very different, right? It's not about individuality. It's I am because we are, right? It is learning how to care for others. I actually think that we in this country have a tendency to raise people as sociopaths, and then as we get older, we have to learn empathy.
Yeah.
I think
and that's a great way to put it.
And it could be a reflection of that. Of like learning to think about more than yourself, right? That coming of age is also like the realization that the world doesn't revolve around you. We have a question from Lobster Shrub. It says, is there maybe a darker version of the woods where the real psychos wind up when they fail to figure out their shit? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The yeah, the the something the
Is that the desert or the swamp or just like the spooky woods, the cursed woods?
yeah.
Like we live in the like pretty, you know, everything's green and there are like sun dappled groves and stuff. But if you go over there to the dark woods, yeah, there's some shit going on over there.
Yeah, here it's always twilight. It's not, there it's always midnight.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, you have the Twilight Realm and then like the Midnight Realm or something like that. The Upside Down.
Those are great questions. The upside down. Yeah, not unlike that.
For legal purposes, we have no idea what you're talking about, but no.
That's okay. I don't think they'll sue us over acknowledging that the thing exists and is really very good. I thought. Dad, don't go to those woods. They suck.
Yeah.
That's right. Those woods do suck.
Okay. I'm liking the world.
Yeah, I think now is when we start talking NPCs.
Let's establish a few NPCs. 2 to 3 NPCs is what we have here. Okay. We mentioned a couple things already that I think we should just like slot in. We mentioned the Queen of Spring and the Prince of Winter. I feel like the Queen of Spring, for some reason in my head, like it's like Titania meets the childlike Empress.
Yes.
Somewhere between those two. Would be cool to have the area with the crash outs be constantly in flux from all the rampant and clashing wants. Yeah, it's like a realm of just like pure wild magics because they have not learned how to like contain their shit. So yeah. Oh god, you got so many like wild magic checks in that area if they're in there and just have all sorts of crazy shit happen to them. I have a D300 wild magic table from Dungeon Coach that would be very fun for that.
Great.
Yeah.
That'd be a great use. And yeah, maybe that's the swamp. It's not that it's a swamp because it's like wet and I don't know, brackish or in a tidal basin or whatever. It's a swamp because it constantly moves. There's no time for the soil to become solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that whatever that space is, like, it's not just a swamp, it's not just a desert, it's not just a dark forest. It's all of those things and none of those things, and it's constantly changing.
I think absolutely wanting something together makes it easier to manifest.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
1,000,000%. Yep.
For those of you watching,
right.
And thank you so much for watching, I'd love to know if you are enjoying this world building exercise. We're getting so many great ideas from you. It's a swamp because everyone's wet. Oh my goodness.
Megan Thee Stallion shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you enjoying this? Are you excited to see more from other creators and dungeon masters and hear about all the other different types of worlds people can come up with? Let us know in the chat. Okay, so we have that.
I will
we
also take suggestions of people that you'd like us to reach out to.
Oh yeah, if you have any favorite
Twitch creators that you love.
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be great. What do you think of the characterization for the Prince of Winter?
I think if the Queen of Spring is the childlike Empress, and we want to go with this sort of fey court, Tradition would have the Prince of Winter be like old and gnarly and gray and mad all the time and cold to each other, to everybody. I think it would be interesting to invert that and have the Prince of Winter be just as young and childlike as the Queen of Spring, but in that, like, the way that children can be cold. He's just so disinterested in the wants of anybody else that only his wants can matter.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, yes. I
little sociopath.
So much enjoyed the Sky steampunk setting that we did on the Pickup Con server. That was so much fun.
Oh, that was a great time.
Please pepper us with all the questions. We love it, Beanie. Thank you for the engagement. We really appreciate it. Yeah, so the Prince of Winter is basically like a fan of The Cure.
So yeah, maybe that's our visual indicator. We go emo for the Prince of Winter.
Yeah.
Very lots of black, lots of draping, sort of lots of shadow involved in both intentionally and just in vibes. Whether it's eyeshadow or just being constantly in the sort of dark corner of the room.
Yeah.
Oh, unlit throne room.
That's hilarious. Oh, in terms of the realms, I think there's the Twilight realm, the Midnight realm. I think there's also the Sunlight realm.
The Sunlight realm?
Yeah, Sunlight, Twilight, Midnight. I like the idea of like various like realms of light or forests of light. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. So, Age, I almost never use pre-existing material. I always find it more interesting to create my own worlds. And for me, like this, we started by doodling on themes, and everything kind of spins out from there. That's kind of usually like what I like to do. My method is like, okay, what's the theme of this adventure, this campaign that I want to evoke? And then flower it out from there. My Wild West campaign that I'm doing right now, it's a bunch of, scumbags trying to be good people, so one of the things I thought of when I was starting on that was regret, like, as a theme. People that have, red in their ledger, to borrow MCU parlance. And what do they need to do to kind of like get right with themselves, So yeah, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. So I'm so happy that this is enjoyable for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have those two
same,
NPCs.
By the way, yeah.
Do we have a third NPC we want? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just that. I much prefer homebrew personally as well, so I feel the same.
Do we have a third NPC? Like maybe like who's the quest giver of this?
Yeah, I don't know that we need a quest giver. I think the Queen of Spring can be our quest giver. So much as what we need is we need our guide, our wise leader who leads us into the woods and to the gates to the other world, the magical world. Again, to take it back to the hero's journey language.
Okay.
We need our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Okay. Let me noodle on that for a second. While I think about that, a question for you. Are you guys full-time in this hobby, i.e. gaming, running your channels, etc.?
Oh gosh, no, not at all. No, I have a day job and a side hustle. So yeah. I would love for this to become a job that brings me sustaining income, but as of yet, I haven't quite made it across that particular Rubicon.
I am trying to get to that point myself, but also I'm not there yet. I'm also a professional Santa, another thing that I do during the winter season. As well as Lobster Shrub, who's in the chat, is also another wonderful Chicagoland professional Santa. But yeah, I'm doing a big push this year in 2026 to really try and up the production scale of like what I do on this channel. I have a big Dragon Rider campaign that I'm going to be running that will have tie-in audio dramas and offshoot mini-series and whatnot. They're set in the same world actually as my Wild West campaign, so I'm very excited about that. And yeah, gonna launch the Patreon very soon and really try and get it going so that if it can't sustain me, it can at least be something supplemental. But really, it's mostly for the love of the game. I just love storytelling with role-playing games as an entry into that world.
Yeah, it's a compulsion.
Yeah, seriously.
For me as well. Yeah.
Good old forever DMs here. Okay.
All right.
So,
Well, we got to keep this moving.
yes.
We're already. Yeah.
Okay.
So who do we think is our guide?
You mentioned Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm thinking less of a... I mean, I think they're all Fae, but I think this particular person is very old, like more of a like tree spirit kind of vibe is kind of what I'm seeing in my mind. Elm or ash is the kind of the woods that kind of come to my mind out of the gate.
Yeah. I like ash a lot.
Yeah.
That's got existing warm fuzzy associations for me as a Western European person. So yeah, I can get behind ash.
Okay. Perhaps
my ancestors would be happy with that.
Perhaps he's the one. He is the Fae that doesn't want for anything. He just helps take people on trips, and they're like, "Why don't you want for anything?" Because I have everything that I want. Like I realized that like I have all the things, so now I just kind of help people out. I take them on trips into the forest to find themselves and see what that means for them.
What if he's the one who alerts them to the Empire, to the Prince of Winter's plot?
That could be.
He already lives in the Forest of Want. And he's aware of what's going on and finds our heroes as they are beginning their sort of quest of self-discovery. And maybe there's a lot of power in you when you first go into this, and so he wants to sort of use that power to sort of push towards making a real change in the Prince of Winter's dominions.
I have an idea.
Go on.
The reveal is that Ash is the King of Seasons, and he actually does have one last want, and that is to help his son, the Prince of Winter.
Oh, okay. I like this. So hold on, back up then. If we're gonna do that, is the Queen of Spring actually the Princess of Spring? And
Princess
they're
of
all
Spring.
his
Yep,
children?
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, the 4 seasons are like the princes and princesses of the various seasons. There's also, I'm sure, like the monarch of, I'm trying to think of what the non-binary term is for a prince or princess, but
Sovereign.
Yeah, the sovereign of fall, and then somebody is summer. Yeah, there's like that. That's
Autumn
the fake
sovereign.
Word. Yeah, the autumn sovereign. Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Anyway, the summer somebody.
Yeah.
Not appearing in this film. This is good. This is good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about locations then. Maps and locations.
Okay, so
do you think there's anything else we need to cover here?
No, I think that's good. So,
Okay.
so in the regular format of this, what we just did, that's an episode. We would, in the first episode, establish the world, the themes, and the NPCs. So we've done that. So we're now heading into the second episode, which would be maps and locations. So key locations for the story, governments and boundaries, and then choose the main location. And the nice thing about this is, as you flower out the world, you start to have a lot of that stuff already. I look right here. I see we already have magical forests. We have the Twilight, Midnight, and Sunlight realms. Like, we already have a lot of key locations kind of created. We've also have a bit of the structure of the government with the 4 Fae sovereigns of the seasons. So we already have a lot of that stuff.
It's like we've done this before. Sunlight Coast, do you think? Make it a little different?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can give each of them different like names. The Sunlit Coast, the Twilight Forest, the Midnight horror. You know, like, we can give each of them kind of different kind of names. The Midnight Wastes.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tasty.
Yeah, I might steal some of this and toss a couple of these locations in Galdoria. I love the Midnight Waste. Is very evocative.
Heck, this can be your whole Fae realm.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe, yeah, shit. I was just thinking that I need to have a Fae realm that is overseen by Mindy, the god of tricks and secrets. So yeah, I might.
News.
Yeah, this might get retrofitted into Galdoria because I'm loving this.
Stolen wholesale. There it is.
Stolen from ourselves.
Yep. There.
That's another world building tip, everybody. Steal liberally.
Reuse your own shit, and chances are good your players haven't read that book that you read in 6th grade that is still burned into your brain. So
yep,
use it.
And reskin things too, right? Like, oh, I have a stat block here that's perfect, but just like reskin it to fit into your world. Like, that's one of the easiest things to do. Midnight Wastes make me wonder what a post-apocalyptic Fae realm setting would look like. And that's what the Midnight Wastes is. Yeah, that's definitely it. Post-apocalyptic Fae chic. So I think for what we're doing, this is probably a community in the Twilight Forest, in the high fantasy core area.
Oh, for sure.
So chat, why don't you give us the name of the community in the Twilight Forest, the small Fey town in which this starts? Trying to think of something good.
It's one of many such enclaves, right? So it's got to be the something grove or the something clearing or the, Alder Grove? You wanted Alder earlier, right?
I said Ash or Elm were the two that I said.
Elm.
I do love Alder. Actually, I have a character that I'm playing in a upcoming one shot that's named Alder. He's the tree pope, basically. So yeah, I'm not.
What if it's
I'm not
just
mad at
alders.
Alder. Yeah. Petrichor just. Hope's Grove, another one from Age of Adventure.
Ooh.
That's a really good one. And Petrichor was another one I came up with. But look at that, we got 3 locations. Petrichor, yeah, hell yeah. Let's start this in Hope's Grove. That'll be our starting locale.
Mm-hmm.
The Alders. I like putting the article in front of it. The Alders.
Yep.
And the Alders. That's the questing forest. That's where Ash takes young, crazy Fae for their Rumspringa or whatever the fuck. And Petrichoria is that place that isn't doing great. That is doing the thing wrong. That you were talking about.
So Petrichoria is in the Midnight Wastes?
It's that's that. Yeah, maybe that's like a community on the outskirts of the Midnight Wastes. Yeah.
That is overseen by this despotic boy king.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, which is the antagonist of Petrichoria, is that our Winter Prince, or is it a child who shares aspects with the Winter Prince? Do we think we put them against the Archfey themselves?
I think for simplicity's sake, you make those two things one and the same, right? Mm-hmm. For one shot length, the petulant boy in Petrichoria is the Prince of Winter who's forgotten himself.
Oh, there we go.
So consumed by want is he that he's just kind of turned into this petulant child. I kind of like the idea of a little bit of that kind of Miyazaki weirdness, a little bit more fairy tale version in this world. Have you heard of this new RPG system called Dolmenwood?
Yeah, I have actually. I met the guy who created Dolmenwood by total accident.
Oh my god!
At PAX Unplugged, we just happened to be next to each other on the train, and I was like, "Are you going to PAX?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to PAX." I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm demoing a game I created." And I was like, "Me too." Turns out his is 3 games or 3 books long and has a real publishing contract, which I'm very jealous of. Good work, sir.
For sure.
But he was delightful.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. We have first time chatter. Hi. Hanarchy in the USA. That's a great name. First of all, Want is out here consuming Princess. Oh God. That's dark. I love it.
Maybe.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's how he they stay young. Is there's a cycle? Maybe the want consumes them.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Yeah. Consumed by
consumed
want.
by
is he.
want is he. It
Yeah.
was a great line. Yes,
Oh,
that was
thank you. Yeah, I think that, like, if that emotional state can change the world around you, you can also change yourself, right? So, like, if you are so consumed by want, you actually become this petulant child, potentially. If it goes even further out of control than that, maybe it just turns into, like, a rage monster, you know? Think of, like, No Face in Spirited Away, right? When he's just, like, eating everything, and, like, turns into this huge monster. The want, yeah, he, like, when he's completely consumed by it, he becomes the want, and that's your big bad at the end.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Once a generation, we must defeat the want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good. I like
This is very good. This is definitely, everybody, you were helping contribute to the Fey realm of my world. This is exciting. Did not go into this thinking that, but now I'm like, oh, this is freaking perfect. Okay. So, man, we are cooking really fast. Like, this is kind of awesome having, like, the chat helping as well.
Yeah, I like it. I'm here for this.
Yeah, like, we might have to rethink our formatting because, like, doing this live and having people in the chat, like, cooking with us is really fun.
It's definitely a lovely treat.
It is, yeah. It's a little sousson of goodness. So we have our locations and regions. Governments and boundaries. Oh, I love that font you did for the want.
Did it finally make it onto the screen where we can see it? There we go.
Here, I could always scroll out some more, so we can see how big this is getting. You mean we get to be part? The real society was the friends we made along the way. Anarchy. And I think that is kind of the secret of the World Builder Society, is that all of your world builders, every time you have a daydream or a flight of fancy, you've built a world, and it exists somewhere out there in the realms of imagination. And that's how you talk when you become a freaking DM, forever DM. You just start spitting weird shit like that.
Yep. Oh God, I was just reading Never Whistle at Night, and there's a First Nations monster that is all about this want.
Oh, the Wendigo?
I don't
the Wendigo
know
has
that
endless hunger.
Wendigo is part of it. Yeah, it's definitely got shades of Wendigo.
Okay. Yeah, it has turned into some weird freaking, like, massive, like, anthropomorphic entity of some sort. Yeah. That is a great idea, Beanie. Would be rad as hell to eventually have a compendium of all the worlds built.
Oh, yeah.
That's very cool. An explorer's guide to the multiverse. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we should put that on the website.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great idea, Beanie. And for all of my followers, if you could please give Indecisionists to follow. I can't not recommend Ansel and the community, especially the TTRPG Pickup Con. It's such a wonderful community of people. You always meet interesting people. Quite a few of my Discord members I met there. So highly recommend. Give Ansel a follow. And if
And
you
I'll
like what you're
drop
seeing here,
Yeah, I'll drop a link to the new Worldbuilders webpage, which is still in process, but you can see what we're looking at.
Absolutely. And if you like what you're seeing here, feel free to give Reflect a follow if you're not following us already. We have weekly streams, and we love them so much. What? No, Nightbot, you do not delete my friend's stuff. You stop it, Nightbot. I'll post it. Let's see what you say about that. I got you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Stupid Nightbot bullying my friends.
What? Doing the thing I specifically put you there to do.
I gotta figure out how to loosen the reins on Nightbot. It gets ridiculous. Oops. Okay.
The mod delete your link too?
I'm trying to fix it now. HTTP.
Oh, here. I could send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me and then I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Anywho. Okay. Governments and boundaries. I feel like we have the boundaries with the various, like, the regions would be the boundaries, right?
Yeah, the realms definitely have, and I think they're probably more Venn diagrams than they are boundaries. Like, there's got to be, the sort of in-between places where these shift from one to the next.
Yeah. Did you send me that link so I can put it in the thing?
I did. I put it in the Zoom chat.
In the Zoom chat. Okay, cool. Let me snatch that up. Oops. Let me pop it out. There we go.
Let's see. Okay. Covered all of that.
That's right. Can't delete my stuff, Nightbot, you jerk. Okay. So we have the boundaries. Anything else about the government that is important for this? That we need for this? I don't know that there's anything else that we need for that.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to overcomplicate that.
I don't think so either.
We've got this sort of this monarchy situation set up, and we know that the different realms are the. Yeah, I think we've covered it. And we've got our main location, Hope's Grove. Should we come up with a few special things about Hope's Grove?
Hope's Grove. I feel like Hope's Grove is a pretty, like, idyllic, like, Fae community. That'll be my contribution to that. It's like it's very like idyllic and like everybody's happy. What about you?
I think I will concretize that a little bit and say that they have a grand feasting hall built into the boughs of the forest, which is, it symbolizes the way that this community comes together and finds consensus in order to maintain their social order.
All are welcome at the table at the feasting hall. I will toss in that there is no one leader in this fake community. It's a true commune where everybody kind of chips in. Like, they've learned to synchronize their wants, which is why, like, right, like, they're not synchronizing it, but like how to like coexist in their want, and that's why this is such a prosperous town.
And I'll just say it, I think that they've learned that their want has to be in balance with the world's wants.
Yeah.
Also gives more space and abundance.
What does the average day look like for an average Fae in Hope's Grove?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm tempted to like take it into a super whimsical direction and be like, yeah, well, I mean, somebody's got to put the leaves on the trees and paint the flowers those colors, you know, take it all the way back to like Shakespearean fairies. And I don't hate that idea.
I kind of love
If
that. Like maybe that's how like seasons change in the real world, right? Like in the mortal realm, right? Like they paint the leaves and as autumn comes around. They pluck the leaves to create garments for themselves for the coming winter, and that's when the leaves fall off the trees.
Well, but Hope's Grove, it's not winter. You know, this is a perpetual season.
It is always kind of the same thing, but like they still put on, they still like pick leaves to like put on his clothes or whatever.
Oh,
you know?
For sure, yeah. Because Hope's Grove is spring, right? Is what we decided.
Hope's Grove would be under the realm of
Princess of Springs
right,
territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're probably doing like painting flower tops and sprinkling dew.
Yeah. Like maybe like they like pick the leaves to give to like and send it to the people in the winter realms or something like.
Oh, it's like as care packages.
Yeah. We picked these leaves for you, and they're like, "Fuck your leaves."
They're all wearing like pine cone armor.
like they say, like, "I see your red leaves, and I want to paint them black." I wish I could laugh right now.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, sold. Do people have specialities or niches in their ability to want? That's a good question. I mean, I would wager that they must do, but I wonder if it's as organized as that, or if it's just like...
It's like weavers, dancers, singers. Like that's as like I think niche as it gets in their abilities, right? Like is like how does it manifest? Like how do they manifest their abilities? How do they display their feats of magic?
Oh yeah.
Painters, you know, it's very artisanal in that way. I feel like in terms of the regions, we only have 3, but there's 4 people, so there needs to be like a 4th region.
It's off camera, but it's worth knowing what it is.
Like the Midday Kingdom or something like that. Like, you know, like when the sun is at its highest in the sky, kind of thing. Like the sunlit coast is, or maybe the sunlit coast is that, and maybe like there's like the Cliffs of Dawn or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
the Cliffs of Dawn. It's got to be.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of the sea from the sunlit coast, as the sun rises, it's the Cliffs of Dawn.
Yeah. Little Cliffs of Dover shout out.
Yep. Nope, don't do that.
I love this world. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
We're going to be coming back here. I can just smell it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hope's Grove. Got it. What else is special about Hope's Grove? Like, are there any other buildings or key elements? And I guess we don't have to do too much about it since we're going to forget it and go into the forests anyway. But it might be good to have like one or two other key things that would come back to our characters as they remember.
Beanie, to answer your question, I think the question is everything wanted into existence, or do they build houses, grow crops, etc.? And I think that's why you have these artisanal magic makers, right? So if that person's a singer, they sing their house into existence, like their dream house into existence. It's probably also how two fae that fall in love that want to have a kid, like it would be like the marriage of their two expressions of art and of love.
Yeah.
You know, so like two people like dance together and create, and from that a new fae is created or something like that, you know. Is there a reason anybody would want to leave that isn't an external threat? Depends on what their want is, I suppose.
Yeah,
like
I'd wager it would come down to like a want that is out of sync with the community.
Right. It's like everything's idyllic here. I want adventure. I want more, and so they want to leave, and that's when Ash says, all right, it's time to take a trip into the forest and see what you find. Maybe some people find that they don't actually want to be here in Hope's Grove, and they never come back.
That's who our players are.
Yeah.
They're adventurers. They want something beyond Hope's Grove.
Mm-hmm. And some people go out, have a grand adventure, and they come back, and they're like, that was enough. And some people keep finding adventures. And the cool thing is, I think what they realize in the end, like, oh, I created this adventure because I wanted it.
I wanted there to be a cool place for me to go off an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So the dungeon is just manifested in front of you.
Yeah.
It's Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Okay. What else?
I think that might be everything for this bit of the format.
I think so. We have our main location. We cooked. We have our government. We have our boundaries. We'll move on to our last part, which is our session prep.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Man,
yeah, we're smoking.
Trucking.
All right.
Okay. So I have been setting out so I've been working on on session design a lot lately.
Ooh, well then lead the way.
And I'm trying to find here we go. So I just did a dungeon crawl encounter, and really like most like sessions are just like a series of dungeon crawls if you lay it out right. So I've been using
depending on how broadly you define dungeon.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I've been using the 5-room method a lot lately. Because it's very easy to just kind of like, so let's say we need entrance.
Okay, sorry, go on.
Okay, entrance. You got puzzle/role play. Setback. Climax. And reward. And those are all the things you need to have a full session.
Okay.
So what's our entrance into the world? What's our strong start? To borrow lazy DM terminology.
Well, I think we've established that the entrance is
Elf
it's gotta
Rumspringa.
be the
Or
yeah,
Faye
it's Rumspringa, but
yeah.
but we've established that like the characters don't know that they're doing that. Like we're not giving them the choice isn't happening on screen.
Right.
So instead, I think the entrance is waking up in the forest.
Waking up in the forest, yeah.
Is there a challenge immediately, or do we just give them some exposition?
I think that's where they get to like describe their characters, maybe some quick, easy like skill checks for them to try and test their abilities. You know, I think we ask some pointed questions like what do you want to do, or what are you thinking right now, or like what are you feeling right now, and we can have their emotional state affect the area around them, and that's how they realize that they have some measure of control over the things around them magically.
Yeah, I'm here for that. So then what is the puzzle? Is it that we need to solve a puzzle to move from here into the Shadow Realm?
I did a thing a while ago, and this could actually help them start to piece together who they are. I did this thing in this one shot I did for a friend who was like moving away, and I did a thing where they didn't remember who they were, and they were in a grove, and there were these trees that had this like fruit that kind of looked like pocket watches. And when you ate the fruit, I'd have them roll on a memory table, and it would give them a random memory. And the memory would be a happy memory, a sad memory, nostalgic memory. Like I had like a few different
like prompt them to tell their RP story.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like the idea of giving the player a prompt for something about their own backstory, to discover something that they hadn't pre-thought about, but is still coming from within the player's conception.
Right. Kind of sticking within this theme of like, this is a character creation exercise.
Is it that just in order to solve the puzzle, you must do things that you must eat these fruits or whatever, and the side effect is that as this is happening, you are being prompted with these memories that are flooding to your character over the course of attempting to move from point A to point B, or overcome this challenge, or escape the thing.
I think since it's kind of puzzle / RP, I think it starts with them like finding their memories and stuff, but then maybe some sort of puzzle encounter where they find somebody who's been lost in this Clockwork Grove for a long time and needs help piecing their memories back together. So we have some sort of puzzle around helping somebody piece who they are together, and then they realize, oh, we need to piece together who we are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Are we happy with that, or do we want to keep cooking on that?
I'm happy with it for now. Maybe we can circle back if if as we flower this out, we're like, oh, this needs to change a bit.
Well, or just to make it more, like ready for prime time.
Nothing that I can think about, unless somebody in the chat has any ideas of things that we can use to like flower this out a little bit.
But let's move on while they think about it. To the setback.
So setback would be the child, the Prince of Winter.
Yeah.
So I think once they get through the Clockwork Grove, they get to Petrichoria and find the child, the Winter Child.
So the child does something to them when they arrive, I presume.
Oh yeah. What if everybody in Petrichoria has like been frozen and maybe the child curses them and they start to feel cold, and if they don't figure, like the child's making them like him, and if they don't figure their shit out, then they will freeze too.
Do the frozen people... So thinking back to what we wanted to do originally with this, is it less that they're frozen solid and frozen stiff, but more that they are become the aspect frozen, and so they still walk through their lives and live out their days, but they are unable to continue wanting, or they're unable to change or grow because they have frozen, and they've like crystallized into the way that they are.
Yeah, like they can still move around, but they're crystalline beings. Like movement is hard. Like it's like the Tin Man kind of thing, right? Like a bunch of people are kind of walking around like rictus.
Oh yeah, they move painfully.
They move painfully. And then I think like emotional movement would be just as difficult, right?
Yep. I've known some people like that.
Yeah. Climax would be the boss battle. I think the kid becomes the Want, and they have to fight the Want.
Yep.
And I think that you could just like deliver the beat down. Like that is one way. Like I like multiple ways of like defeating the big bad. Like you could deliver the beat down if like that's what you do, but for players that are maybe a bit more emotional, I think that there should be like a way to like to affect the Want emotionally and get through to the Prince of Winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually a really strong call out. Is like something, it's something that we should make a part of the presentation of that conflict. Is that this is, I think the physical attacks are only going to hurt him so much, but the way that you defeat him is by seeing him and finding ways to warm him or unfreeze him or thaw him, or however you want to phrase that.
There are things that are important to the Prince of Winter that are frozen, and like the Prince of Winter's heart is outside of his body and frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get through to his heart and melt it and give it to him like that, like you giving him a piece of himself back.
I'm realizing I've done this exact thing previously, but I don't think that makes it bad.
No, not at all. Like we said, steal from yourselves liberally.
Exactly.
Explain the thing that you did.
I did a sort of love triangle between the Prince of Frost and the Snow Maiden, I think are the names I gave them, where the Snow Maiden fell in love with a mortal, and in order to protect him from the Prince of Frost, she took his heart and hid it deep in a glacier. And so our heroes come upon this glacier that is just blood red across the whole of it, because this still beating heart has been pouring blood into the ice for generations. Yeah, it was dark as hell, but yeah, they quested down into it and they got the guy's heart back and they saved him, and then they got to fight the Prince of Frost.
So that tells me that, going back to part 2, the person they find in the Clockwork Grove is the person that the Prince of Winter was in love with, that has the frozen heart.
Oh, we just want to steal the whole thing? Hell yeah.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, just like have it connect back to that.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm picking it up. All right.
Yeah, so like they was in love with the Prince of Winter. The Prince of Winter, because the Prince of Winter is a goth weirdo, like said, "Here's my heart, I give it to you." Like literally gave them his heart, and they got lost in the Clockwork Grove and forgot themselves. And with the absence of his love, something that he can no longer have, he lost himself and became the Winter Child.
Yep. Okay. Take his heart back to him.
And maybe we can do clues by having all those people that are Rictus, Icicle people. None of them have, like, all of their hearts have been removed, and that's a visual clue. You see, all of them have a hole where their heart should be, and that's a visual clue.
Do we think that, without saying this part, without saying the backstory, that we give the players the heart in the Sunlit Grove, in the Clockwork Grove, and then just sort of hope that they utilize it when the time comes?
Yeah, I think we give them like clue. I think if they can't figure it out, you have the person that was in love with the prince show up and say, like, he needs his heart back. Like, if, like, pull in case of emergency, they can't figure out the thing, have somebody step in and help them out. Henarchy.
Yep,
So earlier we were saying that because he became so petulant, like, and their emotions can reshape the world and themselves, that the Prince of Winter becomes the Winter Child. He like is a literal regression.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say that's a good way to phrase it. He lost his heart, and his will to grow is a part of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is our reward? Does solving this turn Petrichoria back to a sunlit land?
Reward: we save Petrichoria. They have completed their Facespringa, and they are free to either rejoin the community or travel the Feylands in search of more adventure if they'd like. And maybe each of them get a special item from the King of Seasons for saving his son.
All right. I have an important question.
Yes.
Why doesn't the King of Seasons save his son his own darn self? Is the King of Seasons a literal tree? And therefore cannot? Like, do we want to go that far?
The King of Seasons is not actually an elf. The King of Seasons is the god that created this realm. And he does not actually interfere with the realm. But seeing his son so out of sorts, he is pushing things a little bit to help them happen. Like if we're saying this is the Fey realm of Galdoria, there's actually a Numidian accord that the gods signed to stay out of more the affairs of the physical world when they like created their new realms to like leave for. So potentially, if that's what we're setting this, that's a potential reason.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And so Ash is but an aspect of this god. The King of Seasons is just an aspect of the god.
Sent to communicate this need. Okay. Oh, go home. That's a reward. You get to go back.
Home or go forth.
Love that.
And
All right.
that's a complete session.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Yeah, I've really been loving using that as a framework for things. It makes it so easy then to just like write out my session materials when I break it down to those 5 things.
And it's nice that it kind of stands on the 3 stools of RP too, of TTRPGs rather. You know, we've got the RP, we've got puzzle, and we've got combat. You know, those are sort of important elements of the experience of a TTRPG.
Yep.
So I like that they're sort of built in there in this frame. That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah. I was just actually thinking, like, you know, if we can put together, like, here are the people that inspire us and, like, the methodologies that we have found that help us as DMs, we could, like, make, like, a little resource page. You know, like, for me personally, Mystic Arts, I don't know if you have seen his page, Dottie, he's, like, Icelandic, I believe.
I do not know.
Does really good stuff. Lazy DM, Sly Flourish.
Yep, I know them.
Yeah, Mike Shea, fucking awesome.
I'm so sorry. I've already forgotten the first one you said.
Mystic Arts. His name is Dottie, D-A-D-I. Dungeon Dudes. I love Dungeon Dudes stuff. When I got back into D&D, I watched a lot of Dungeon Dudes.
All right.
So yeah. So there we go. We did it.
We did it. I guess the last thing to decide is what system do we want to run this in? And I have a suggestion.
Sure.
I think this screams to be a Fate game.
Okay.
Because, it's less about like, I, the DM, have predefined who your character is, and you're discovering that. And more, you are manifesting the aspects, as they call it in Fate, that define who your character is. And then you can invest in changing those aspects or manifesting the effects of those aspects throughout the gameplay from that point forward.
Okay. I'm totally cool with that.
I'm open to other thoughts, but it was just like, it's right there.
Well, I was going to say, like, it feels like we lead pretty heavily into like D&D high fantasy stuff, but I love the idea of doing something outside of D&D, so I think Fate sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Specifically, I think Fate Accelerated would do really nicely, just because it's even fewer things for our players to have to worry about.
It'd probably be pretty easy to give them their stats throughout the adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something there. Okay, great. So in the Fate system.
All right, I am going to grab an image of that and put it in there.
System. Good work, me. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Boom. We did it, Joe.
I'm so proud of us.
Oh no, not funky Fate dice, LOL.
It's okay, you can just use D6s.
Yeah.
That said, I did buy Fate dice, and I have yet to use them because I immediately started running games online.
So, let's do like a quick little post-mortem. What did you think of doing our system today, Ansel?
I think doing it live is a really cool way to do this. I think I'm very much in favor of doing this live again. If it's not always our way, it should at least be sometimes our way. Because yeah, having the chat there is really nice. Yeah, I'm aside from that, it's always delightful to get to hang out and cook with you. So
right, yeah,
always,
I have so much
always
fun.
Down for that.
I had so much fun doing this with you, my friend. That was like so much fun. I'm just giving us a little bit of visual, like
just prettifying, yeah,
prettifying it at the end here. Cool. I think that's
How
it.
about you? How did you enjoy doing it this
You
week?
know what? I wish that my throat didn't hurt as much as it does, but I had such a fun time. And like you said, like I just have so much fun like cooking with you, you know, and I feel like we just have a good like conversational rhythm. It was just really fun just kind of hanging out with and talking with you, and yes-anding ideas with you. So yeah, I just really enjoy that. And also, I think this is a really fun and original kind of like Fey realm. Like, you know, it's got some really fun, funky shit in there that makes it a bit unique. and that's always fun when you can make something familiar feel new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's
I
some
loved
tasty
it.
business in here. That's
Yeah,
I think well worth stealing for other applications.
yeah. So the next step will be to run a one shot of this, and we'll have to figure out when that is going to be. Probably sometime next week. We will get back to you all on that. But thank you for hanging out with us. We had so many people commenting today, which really meant a lot. This was so much
Makes
fun.
it so much easier. Yeah.
We need a good sign off.
Well, I mean, if we want, there is a line that I'm particularly proud of that I threw onto our page. There is no end to the worlds we have not seen.
I love that. Say that one more time for our people so that you can hear.
There is no end to the worlds we have not seen.
There we go. And with that, we're going to get going here, but we are going to raid the Liching Hour.
Heck yeah.
We got to get the Liching Hour to come on here.
They're probably just wrapping up, but yes, let's raid them.
Yeah, let's raid them real quick. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for hanging out with us. I'm starting up the raid now, and we are going to go.
It's Tuesday, so it's Viva La Dungeon.
Beanie said this was amazing. Aw,
thanks, Beanie.
Thanks, Beanie.
Thanks for sticking around, Age. I know it's midday for you. I hope you didn't get in trouble at work.
Yes. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Now, raid.
Farewell.
All right, and the raid is on. It looks like they're still in the dungeon. And let me stop the stream.